Morning, everyone. It is such a long time after which we meet today. I don't even remember what we were discussing in the previous class. I think we were discussing the story, I am a cat. This is what we were discussing. But I still don't remember where we stopped. Did we complete that story? Does anyone remember whether we completed that story? Gladsy, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Gladsy, the story completed. Did we complete that story? I am a cat.
ഞാൻ ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈം ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല.
That's what. Okay, so I think we will again take it up. Okay, thank you for the response. So tell you the story. It is a story we were discussing. It was the story in the third module, titled "I Am a Cat." It is written by the writer called Natsume Soseki, a Japanese writer. That is what we were discussing in the previous class. We had actually progressed somewhat towards the middle of the story, it seems. But to tell the story in brief, it is the autobiography of a cat. I Am a Cat is actually a very long novel. It is a big book written by Natsume Soseki. And we are just learning a part of that novel, which was written by him. This is just first chapter. So that is what we are learning in this. This is actually the Wikipedia entry of that novel. In the പുസ്തകത്തിന്റെ ചട്ടയൊക്കെ അതിൽ കാണാം. It is a satirical novel. പരിഹാസ്യമായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു നോവൽ അതാണ്. It is a satirical novel written in 1905 to 1906 by Natsume Soseki, a Japanese novelist. He is writing about Japanese society, about the mix of Western culture and Japanese traditions. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ബുക്കിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഫസ്റ്റ് ചാപ്റ്റർ മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇതിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നത്, സ്റ്റോറി ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇതിൽ പഠിക്കും. So when the story begins, we see that it is the story of a cat. It is as if the cat is telling its own story. So we can call it an autobiography of a cat also. When somebody writes about their own life, it is called an autobiography. അപ്പം ആ ഒരു രീതിയിൽ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇതൊരു പൂച്ചയുടെ ആത്മകഥയായിട്ട് വേണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്കതിനെ കാണാം. So it can be considered as the autobiography of the cat. So when the story begins, the cat describes itself as someone with no name. The family has not given it any name. The family did not adopt the cat. The cat came by itself into the family. കുടുംബത്തിന് കയറി വന്നയാളാണ് ഈ പൂച്ച. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ these people do not have any special liking towards the cat. And that is indicated by the fact that they have not given the cat any name. പൂച്ചയോട് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അവർക്ക് സ്നേഹമില്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ടാണ് അതിന് പേരൊന്നും കൊടുക്കാത്തത്. നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിൽ വളർത്തുന്ന വളർത്തുമൃഗങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഒരു പേരൊക്കെ കൊടുക്കും. It is also considered a member of the family for all practical purposes. Any pets that you may have, or any domestic animals that you may have, like a cow, a buffalo, a goat, or a cat, or a dog, whatever you may have in your house, usually people give it a name. And they also consider it as a part of the family. But here in this story, it is not considered as a member of the family. So the first thing that it says is, I have no name. That is what the cat says in the very beginning, that it doesn't have any name. And then it narrates the experience with the student. Student എന്നാണ് അതിനെ ഈ കാറ്റ് ഈ ക്യാരക്ടറിനെ വിളിക്കുന്നത്. It considers the student as the most dangerous among the human beings, because students behave very rudely, very badly with the cat. അതിന് പൂച്ചയെ ഒരുപാട് ഉപദ്രവിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വർഗമായിട്ടാണ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ അത് കാണുന്നത്, ഈ പൂച്ച കാണുന്നത്. So it considers the student as the most ferocious of the human race. And it describes how it is tortured. The cat is tortured, okay, tortured. The cat is tortured by the student in many ways. It was the student who threw the cat away from its comfortable bed when it was born, and it landed in a thorny fence. മുള്ളു നിറഞ്ഞൊരു വേലിയിൽ പോയി വീഴുകയാണ്. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അത് ആ വീടിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് കടന്നു വരുന്നത്. And when it enters the house, it is also treated very badly by the house members. So it starts crying. So the cat is in the thorny fence. It starts crying so that the student could come back, because it was the student who threw it away. So the cat expects that the student would take it back if it cried. So it starts crying. But unfortunately, the student does not come back. So it doesn't know what to do. It starts crying. The cat starts crying. It feels hungry, and it wants food. So the cat's immediate need is to get some food. So it starts searching for a place where it can find some food. So that is the next section. I think we will begin from there. So the first part of the story is that the cat is born as a small kitten, a small baby cat. A baby cat is called a kitten. And this kitten is treated very badly by the student. The student throws it away into a bamboo fence. A bamboo fence. ഒരു മുള കൊണ്ടുള്ള ഒരു വേലിയുടെ പുറത്ത് അത് വീഴുമ്പോൾ it feels pain, a lot of pain. From there it crawls to the house nearby. അവിടെ നിന്ന് അടുത്ത വീട്ടിലേക്ക് അത് പതുക്കെ ഇഴഞ്ഞിഴഞ്ഞ് പോവും. അത് അവിടെയാണ് നമ്മൾ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. It is trying to search for food. So let us read from there onwards. What happens to the cat? Will it be able to enter the house? Will it be able to find food, etc.? We will see when we read this paragraph. Ranima, please read that paragraph.
By this time, the wind had picked up, came blowing across the pond. Night was falling. I sensed terrible pangs of hunger. Try as I would, my voice failed, and I felt as if all hope were lost. In case I resolved to get myself to a place where there was food, and so with this decision in my mind, I commenced to circle the water by going around to the left.
Okay, thank you. So there is a wind blowing, and so it becomes cold. When there is wind, the atmosphere becomes cold. The night is usually cold, and with the wind, the cold increases. Normally nights are all cold, you can know that. So when there is also a wind, the cold increases. And when you are experiencing cold, the effect of hunger is more. So it feels the pangs of hunger. Pangs, it is pain. The hunger is very painful. If you have experienced extreme hunger, you can understand what is meant by the pangs of hunger. So it is not able to raise its voice also. It is not able to even cry. The cat is not able to cry even because of the pain of hunger. So it is not able to, the voice is not coming out of its throat because of hunger. So it resolves. Okay, so that is, resolves means decides. So it decides, the cat decides to go to a place where it can find some food. So it uh, commenced. Commence means to begin. It started beginning to circle the water. There is a small stream of water. So it doesn't enter the water, but goes around the water to find a place where it can get some food. So now it is going around the water, and it wants to find a place in the fence from where it can enter the house. ആ വീടിന്റെ പ്രവേശിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഇടയിൽ കൂടെ മാത്രമേ കയറാൻ പറ്റൂ. It is trying to find a place or a hole or a gap through which it can enter the compound of the house and reach the house where it can find some food. That's the next paragraph. Rohini, please read the next paragraph.
This was very difficult, but at any rate, I forced myself along and eventually came to a locality where I sensed man. Finding a hole in a broken bamboo fence, I crawled through, having confidence that it was worth a try, and left. I found myself within somebody's estate. Fate is strange. If that hole had not been there, I might have starved to death by the roadside. It is well said that every tree may offer shelter. For a long time afterwards, I often used this hole for my trips to call on the tomcat living next door.
Okay. Thank you, Rohini. So here we can see that the cat is trying to find a way in the fence through which it can enter the compound. Estate എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പറമ്പ്, കോമ്പൗണ്ട് എന്നൊക്കെയാണ് അർത്ഥം. വീടും പറമ്പൊക്കെ ഉള്ള ഒരു ഏരിയയാണ് ഇവിടെ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. Estate has many meanings. Here the meaning is the landed property. A landed property is called an estate. So it tries to enter the property of somebody by crossing the fence. How can it cross the fence? It cannot climb the fence. It is a small cat. So it has to find a gap. So, and it manages to find that gap. How does it find a gap? It sees that there is a hole. So in the bamboo fence, what happens? In the bamboo fence, it sees a hole. It finds a hole, and through that hole, it crawls. The cat crawls and enters the property of the house. So it does it with some kind of confidence. It doesn't have any previous experience. It is a new cat. It is a baby cat. It is a kitten. It doesn't have such an experience of going anywhere. It doesn't know even what a house is. വീട് എന്താണെന്ന് പോലും അതിനറിയില്ല. So it is such a cat. It is trying to find out food. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. വീട്ടിൽ പോയാൽ ഫുഡ് കിട്ടുന്ന അങ്ങനെയൊന്നും അതിനറിയില്ല. It doesn't know anything, but it is trying. And low, the expression, look at that expression. Low is an expression of surprise, exclamatory word. It means look. Look എന്നുള്ളതിൻ്റെ ഒരു എക്സ്ക്ലമേറ്ററി വേർഡാണ് ലോ. ലുക്ക്, നോക്കൂ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സർപ്രൈസിൽ പറയുന്നതിനെയാണ് ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന വാക്കുകൊണ്ട് അർത്ഥമാണ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ആൻ എക്സ്ക്ലമേറ്ററി word for looking. And look, I saw that I am inside somebody's compound. അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ ആ ഗ്യാപ്പിൽ കൂടെ ആ വേലിയുടെ ഗ്യാപ്പിൽ കൂടെ കയറിപ്പോയപ്പോൾ it is able to enter the compound of someone's house. So the cat feels some confidence that it will be able to find some food. So then it speaks some philosophy also. So it is the nature of people who are writing autobiography to talk philosophically. Okay, philosophy, tattva. So it says fate is strange. മനുഷ്യരൊക്കെ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ ഈ പൂച്ചയും സംസാരിക്കുക. വിധിയൊക്കെ അങ്ങനെയാണ്, വിചിത്രമാണ്. Fate is strange. If there was no hole in the fence, I would have died hid there. See, it is the fate that I found that hole. If I did not find that hole, the cat says it would have died there. I would have died. I would have faced death by starvation. I might have starved. Starved. That is starvation. പട്ടിണി കിടന്ന് മരിച്ചേനെയാണ്. So this is a philosophical statement made by the cat. It is well said that every tree may offer shelter. So every tree can offer you shelter. It doesn't have to be a very large tree. Even a very small tree can offer you shelter. So it is that small hole in the fence that saved the cat from death. So we don't know what is going to save us. വലിയ വലിയ കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ആയിരിക്കില്ല നമ്മളെ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പോലും ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മളെ സേവ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. So many things can save us. Sometimes it may be just a hole in the fence which saves your life. So that is why the cat starts looking at it in a philosophical manner. It introduces philosophy into this autobiography by saying that fate is strange because I found this hole, I was able to enter the estate of somebody. And then it talks about this hole and says that after finding this hole, I have used this hole later to go out of the estate also. So ഒരു തവണ ആ ഒരു ഹോൾ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പൂച്ച പിന്നെ അത് മറക്കില്ല. Afterwards, that cat is always using that hole to go out of the house and meet its friend, Mikey. Mikey is the tomcat. What is a tomcat? Tomcat is a boy cat. Okay, a male cat is called a tomcat. So this cat has got some friendship with this tomcat, Mikey, which is living next door. So it has the habit of meeting this cat very often by using this hole on the fence. So this paragraph describes how the cat was able to enter the house. So after this paragraph, we will learn about the cat's experiences, different kinds of experiences with the people in the house. അപ്പോൾ ഇതുവരെ ആ പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് മനുഷ്യരുമായുള്ള പരിചയം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സ്റ്റുഡൻറ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ക്യാരക്ടറാണ്. That is the only human being that the cat has come across. Now when this cat enters this estate, when the cat enters the house of these people, it meets many different kinds of human beings. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് കാണുന്ന ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ് ആണ് സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്. പക്ഷേ now that the cat has entered the house of this near this fence, now it gets an opportunity to meet many different human beings. So the next few paragraphs, we will see the cat's experience with other human beings. So that is what is described in the next paragraph. Now, after entering the estate, it is the cat's opportunity to meet other human beings. Sandra, CS.
Yes, sir. Having migrated to the estate, I was at a loss as to what the next step should be. Darkness had come and my belly cried for food. The cold was bitter and it started to rain. I had no time to fool around any longer, so I went into a room that looked bright and cozy.
Coming to think of it now, I had entered somebody's home for the first time. It was there that I was to comfort other humans.
Thank you, Sandra. Sneaked into. Sneaking. What is sneaking? What is the meaning of sneak? Can you guess the meaning from the situation? Situation എന്നൊരു അർത്ഥം ഗസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Having exactly, yes, glad see. ഒളിഞ്ഞു കയറുക, നുഴഞ്ഞു കയറുക, വരിഞ്ഞു കയറുക എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള അർത്ഥം തന്നെയാണ്. That is right. So it is entering the place without any authorization, without any permission. That is called sneaking. So the cat has now entered the estate of somebody else without any permission. I was at a loss. To be at a loss means to be confused. The cat was at a... I എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇതിലെല്ലാം cat ആണ്. It's an autobiography of a cat. So the cat is at a loss means the cat is confused. കാരണം എന്താണ്? It is a small cat. It doesn't have any experience in going anywhere. ജനിച്ചു വീണിട്ട് കുറച്ച് മണിക്കൂറുകൾ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ച് ദിവസങ്ങൾ മാത്രമായ ഒരു പൂച്ചയാണ്. It is so confused. It doesn't know what to do, where to go, how to live, what to eat. It doesn't know what is my next step. And it is already getting dark. And my belly cried for food. It is feeling hungry. Belly, stomach. So it feels the hunger, the pangs of hunger. And it is very cold outside. And it has started raining. So immediately it sees some light in the house. So when night comes, they will switch on the lights. So it starts proceeding in the direction of the light which is coming from the house. അപ്പോഴാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് കയറിയപ്പോഴാണ് ആ പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത് ഇതാണ് ഒരു വീട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ജനിച്ച മണിക്കൂറുകൾ മാത്രമായ ഒരു പൂച്ചയാണ്. So it is entering a place with light, and only after some time it understands that this is what is called a house. എന്താ സ്ഥലം എന്നൊന്നും അതിനപ്പോൾ അറിയില്ലല്ലോ. So now when it is thinking, then it understands that it is entering the home of somebody for the first time. And that is the place where it is going to confront. Confront means to meet, encounter. That is confronting, meeting. So it is going to meet other human beings. അപ്പോൾ ആകെ ഒരു ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ്ങിനാണ് ഇതുവരെ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളത്. The only one human being that the cat has met is the student. Now here in this house, the cat is going to meet other human beings. So the next paragraph describes the next human being that the cat meets, which is the maid in the house called Osan. ആ വീടുകളിൽ വലിയ എസ്റ്റേറ്റുകളൊക്കെ ആകുമ്പോൾ വീട്ടിൽ there will be some maids to do some work. Okay, maid is a lady servant who takes care of the affairs of a house. That is called a maid. So the next paragraph is about this lady whom the cat meets. So the cat describes this lady, and how the maid behaves with the cat is described in the next paragraph. Sheetal.
The first person I met was the maid Osan. This was a human much worse than the student. As soon as she saw me, she grabbed me by the neck and threw me outdoors. I sensed I had no chance against her sudden action, so I shut my eyes and let things take their course. But I could not endure the hunger and the cold any longer. I don't know how many times I was thrown out, but because of this, I came to dislike Osan all through. That's one. That's one reason why I stole the fish. I stole the fish the other day, and why I felt so proud of myself.
Okay, thank you, Sheila. So the first person in the house that the cat meets is the maid in the house, the servant in the house called Osan. So the cat's only previous experience of meeting a human being is the student. ഒരു മനുഷ്യനെ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളത് സ്റ്റുഡൻ്റ് ആണ്. അതാണ് ഏറ്റവും മോശം എന്നാണ് വിചാരിച്ചത്. But now when the cat meets this maid, it has to change its opinion. The cat changes this opinion. It thought that the student was the worst, but now the cat says that this was a human much worse than the student. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിനെ വെച്ച് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ആ സ്റ്റുഡൻ്റ് എത്രയോ ഭേദമാണ് എന്ന് കുറിച്ച് പറയാം. Why? Because of the very bad experience. What does the servant do? What does the maid do? She treats the cat very badly, very rudely, very cruelly. The cat is treated very cruelly by the maid. What does she do? Immediately as the cat is seen, പൂച്ചകത്തേക്ക് കടന്നു വരുന്ന കണ്ട ഉടനെ what does she do? She grabbed me. ചുരുട്ടിയെടുത്ത് she grabs me and threw me outdoors. Throws the cat. The servant എടുത്ത് വലിച്ചെറിയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് പൂച്ചയെ. So the cat could not do anything because it was a sudden action by the servant. It could not run away. So the cat keeps quiet. It falls down. It feels a lot of pain. But because of the hunger, it kept returning. It cannot tolerate the hunger and the cold outside. So it kept returning every time to the house. Every time the cat comes, the maid will throw it away. The cat will return. Like that, it came again and again. So every time the cat comes, the maid will throw it away. So it says, the cat says, I don't know how many times I was thrown out. So many times the maid had thrown the cat. So when somebody behaves in a bad manner to you continuously, തുടർച്ചയായിട്ട് നമ്മളോട് ഒരാൾ മോശമായിട്ട് പെരുമാറുമ്പോൾ what happens? You start disliking the person. So that is why the cat says, I came to dislike Osan all through. It starts developing a feeling of hatred towards Osan. All through സ്ഥിരമായിട്ട് ജീവിതത്തിലുടനീളം it starts disliking this person called Osan because of her very bad behavior towards it. And when somebody behaves very badly towards you, you have a feeling of revenge also. Then it's such a feeling is also there. So this cat takes revenge by stealing fish from the kitchen. So the maid be held responsible. കിച്ചണിലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ കാണാതായാൽ അവർക്കാണ് ഉത്തരവാദിത്തം. അപ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് അതിൻ്റെ പണിഷ്മെന്റ് കിട്ടട്ടെ എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് ആണ് പൂച്ച എന്ത് ചെയ്തത്, മീൻ കട്ടുകൊണ്ടുപോയി. So that is the explanation that the cat gives. That is the reason that the cat has stolen the fish from the kitchen. It is to take revenge against the bad action, the bad behavior of the maid Osan. And when you take such a revenge, what do you feel? You feel pride. Thus the cat feels proud that I have taken good revenge against this bad behavior of the maid. So how is the cat able to continue in the house? ഓരോ തവണ വരുമ്പോഴും ഇങ്ങനെ പൂച്ച എറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So there is a lot of noise which is created there by the sound of the maid and also the crying of the cat. So how does the cat manage to stay in the house? Because the maid is not permitting her to remain in the house. It is not permitted by the maid to enter or to remain in the house. Then how is the cat able to enter and continue in the house? That is explained in the next paragraph. How does the cat manage to enter and remain in the house? Only because somebody else comes there. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പൂച്ച ഇങ്ങനെ ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് വലിച്ചെറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ് ഈ സെർവൻറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ വേറൊരാൾ വന്ന് ഇടപെടുമ്പോഴാണ് ഈ പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് അവിടെ താമസിക്കാനുള്ളൊരു അനുവാദം കിട്ടുന്നത്. So that is explained in the next paragraph. Sivya.
When the maid was about to throw me out for the last time, the master of the house made his appearance and asked what all the row was about. The maid turned to him with me hanging lime from her hand and told him that she had repeatedly tried throwing this starry catch out, but that it always kept sneaking into the kitchen again, and that she did not like it at all. The master, twisting his moustache, looked at me for a while and then told the maid to let me in. He then left the room. I took it that the master was a man of few words. The maid, still mad at me, threw me down on the kitchen floor in such a way I was able to establish this place as my home.
Thank you, Sivya. So here we understand, from this paragraph, we understand how the cat was able to stay in the house, though the maid did not like the cat to be there. Every time the cat tries to enter the house, it is thrown away by the maid. But what happens, because of the noise that is created by the throwing and the cry of the cat, the master of the house means the man of the house, he comes and asks what the row here means the quarrel. What is this fight going on? Row means fight or quarrel. What is happening here? He comes and inquires. ഇപ്പോൾ വീട്ടിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പോൾ കുടുംബനാഥൻ വന്ന് ഇടപെടും. So here the master of the house, he comes and asks, what is happening here? So the maid turned to the master. It is holding the cat in the hand. അതിനെ വീണ്ടും വലിച്ചെറിയാൻ പോവാണ്. അപ്പോഴാണ് ഇയാൾ കയറി വരുന്നത്. So the cat is held on its neck by the maid, and she shows that cat to the master and tells him that this stray cat, okay, so she says that this is a stray cat, it has come into this house, I am trying to throw it away. ഓരോ തവണ ഞാൻ വലിച്ചെറിയുമ്പോൾ അത് വീണ്ടും വീണ്ടും വലിഞ്ഞ് കയറി വരുന്നു. So she complains about cat master. She says that she doesn't like the cat and she is trying to throw it away, but every time she throws it away, it is coming back to the house. So the master has a feeling of pity towards the cat. He twists his mustache. അപ്പോൾ അയാൾക്കൊരു മീശയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്, മുസ്റ്റാഷ് മീശയാണ്. സോ അത് മീശയൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ പിരിച്ചിട്ട് പൂച്ചയെ ഒന്നിങ്ങനെ നോക്കുക. Then he tells the maid that the cat can remain in the house. അത് അവിടെ നിന്നോട്ടെ എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. So he is the decision maker. The man of the house is the decision maker of the house. So the maid does not like the cat to be there, but because the master had ordered that let the cat remain there, she is forced to allow the cat to be there. അപ്പോൾ അതിനെ ഇനി പുറത്തേക്ക് വലിച്ചെറിയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അതിനെ തറയിലേക്ക് തന്നെ വലിച്ചെറിയും, പക്ഷെ തറയിൽ തന്നെ എറിയും. So it falls on the kitchen floor. But now the cat feels pain, but now it is happy because it is allowed to continue in the house. So it is in this manner that the house becomes the home of the cat also. So this is how the cat explains that it is able to get entry into the house only because of the compassion, the mercy of the master of the house. That is the reason. That is how it was able to continue in the house, though the maid who threw the cat every time away did not like the cat to remain in the house. Okay, so the next paragraph we will learn more about this master of the house. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് ഇവിടെ താമസിക്കാൻ പെർമിഷൻ കൊടുത്ത ഈ മാസ്റ്റർ ഓഫ് ദ ഹൗസ് അയാൾ ആരാണ്, അയാൾക്ക് എന്താണ് ജോലി എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെയാണ് അടുത്ത പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ ഉള്ളത്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ എ വെരി നൈസ് ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ അബൌട്ട് ദ മാൻ ഓഫ് ദ ഹൗസ്. വാട്ട് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് എ പേഴ്സൺ ഇസ് ഹി ഈസ് ഡിസ്ക്രൈബ്ഡ് ബൈ ദ ക്യാറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ദ ക്യാറ്റ്സ് പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് വ്യൂ. പൂച്ചയുടെ കാഴ്ചപ്പാടായതുകൊണ്ട് അതിന് വളരെ രസകരമായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു കാഴ്ചപ്പാടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ലെറ്റ് us look at what the cat has to say about this master of the house. So that is the next paragraph. Next person is Sneha.
At first, it was very seldom that I got to see my master. He seemed to be a school teacher coming home from school. He had shut himself up in his study and would hardly come out for the rest of the day. His family thought him to be very studious, and my master also made out as if he were, but actually, he was not as hardworking as they all believed him to be. I had often sneaked up and looked into his study only to find him taking a nap. Sometimes I would find him driveling on the book he had been reading before dozing off.
Thank you, Sneha. At first, it was very seldom. What is seldom? Seldom എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ വാക്കിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? Very good. Glad to say it is rarely. വിരളമായി, അപൂർവമായി. Yes, Akshaya. Thank you for the response. വളരെ വിരളമായിട്ടാണ് ഇയാളെ കാണുന്നത്. ആരെ കാണുന്നത്? മാസ്റ്റർ ഓഫ് ദ ഹൗസ്. ഹി സീംഡ് ടു ബി എ സ്കൂൾ ടീച്ചർ എന്നാണ്. അപ്പം അയാൾ സ്കൂൾ ടീച്ചർ ആണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദ ബിഹേവിയർ ഓഫ് ഹിസ്, ദ കാറ്റ് കംസ് ടു ദ കൺക്ലൂഷൻ ദാറ്റ് ഹി ഈസ് എ സ്കൂൾ ടീച്ചർ. അപ്പം അയാൾ സ്കൂളിൽ നിന്ന് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അയാൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യുക? ഹി വുഡ് ഷട്ട് ഹിംസെൽഫ് ഇൻ ഹിസ് സ്റ്റഡി. ഹിയർ സ്റ്റഡി മീൻസ് ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് സ്റ്റഡി റൂം. സ്റ്റഡി റൂമിനെയാണ് ഇവിടെ സ്റ്റഡി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ ഹി വിൽ enter his study room. He has a private room of his own. So after coming from school, he does not interact with the other family members. നമ്മൾ ജോലിയൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുടുംബനാഥന്മാരെങ്ങനെയാണ് വീട്ടിലുള്ളവരുമായിട്ട്, കുട്ടികളായിട്ടും വീട്ടുകാരും ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ടൊന്ന് ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യും. ഇയാൾ അങ്ങനെയൊന്നും ചെയ്യില്ല. He doesn't interact with the people there. He just gets himself into the study and closes the room. മുറിയുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ അടച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. He is a school teacher. He would hardly come out. What is the meaning of hardly? ഇതെല്ലാം ഒരേ മീനിങ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഹാർഡ്ലി, സെൽഡം, റെയർലി, യെസ്, ലെറ്റ്സ് സേ നോട്ട് യൂഷ്വലി, അത് തന്നെ. സോ ഇതിനെല്ലാം സെയിം മീനിങ് ആണ്, ഹാർഡ്ലി. സോ ഹി വുഡ് ഹാർഡ്ലി കം ഔട്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ തീരെ വരാറില്ല എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. So once he gets into the room, the rest of the day he will remain inside that. So what does the family think? So family will think that he is studious. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ മുറിയിൽ അടച്ചിരുന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വീട്ടുകാരെന്ത് വിചാരിക്കും? നമ്മളവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് പഠിക്കുകയാണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. So they think that we are studious. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് ചിലപ്പോൾ മുടിയിൽ കളിക്കായിരിക്കും, ടി വി കാണുമായിരിക്കും. So like that, inside the home, the family thinks that he is studious. Studious is someone who is interested, deeply interested in studies. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ സ്റ്റുഡൻറ് എന്നുള്ള വാക്കൊക്കെ വന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. Someone who has a deep craving for studying. പഠിക്കാൻ അതിയായ അഭിവാഞ്ചയുള്ള ആളാണ് സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്. Someone who has a lot of craving, a lot of interest for studying is called a student. So the family thinks that this man is a studious person. And the master also made it appear. പറഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ എല്ലാവരും അങ്ങനെ വിചാരിച്ചോട്ടെ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അയാളും അതിനനുസരിച്ചുള്ള ഒരു രീതിയിലാണ് അയാളെ മുറിയിൽ കഴിഞ്ഞത്. But the cat understands that he is not a studious person. How does the cat understand? How does the cat understand that he is not a studious person? How does the cat understand that he is not a studious person? പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും അയാൾ സ്റ്റുഡിയസ് ഒന്നും അല്ല. എങ്ങനെ മനസ്സിലാവും? യെസ്, ഹി സ്നീക്ഡ് ഇൻ ടു ഹിസ് റൂം. വാതിലടച്ചിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് മനുഷ്യർക്ക് മാത്രമേ കയറാൻ പറ്റാത്തുള്ളൂ. Yes, glad to see. So, but the cat can enter through some small space into the room. It can enter through the hole in the window or somewhere. It manages to enter into the room and it finds that the man is not studying. He is not studying. He is taking a nap. He is sleeping. Nap means sleep. അത് ശരി. അപ്പൊ അയാൾ മുറിയുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ കയറിയിരുന്ന് പഠിക്കുകയാണെന്നുള്ള ഭാവത്തിൽ അയാൾ കിടന്ന് ഉറങ്ങുകയാണ്. അത് പൂച്ചയ്ക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി. So the cat understands that he is not as hardworking as people believed him to be. He is actually sleeping inside the room. So the cat, when the man is sleeping, it observes the man and it finds that he is driveling on the book. Driveling. What is the meaning of driveling? Driveling എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? Driveling? Yes, driveling means drooling. Very good. Driveling means drooling. What is the meaning of drooling? ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരൊക്കെ ഉറങ്ങാണ്. എല്ലാവരും ഉറങ്ങാണ്. Nobody is speaking. ഉച്ചമയക്കമാണ്. നാപ്പാണ്. Sleeping like the master. Exactly, it is. Saliva coming out. Yes, ചിലർ ഉറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെ, എല്ലാവരും ഉറങ്ങുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. ഡ്രൂൾ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ നോക്കണേ. The saliva coming out of the mouth. വായിൽ നിന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ ഉമിനീര് ഇങ്ങനെ പുറത്തേക്ക് വരും ചിലർ ഉറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ, വായൊക്കെ തുറന്നിട്ട്. That is called driveling. അപ്പൊ അയാളിങ്ങനെ ഉറങ്ങിയിട്ട് വായന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ തുപ്പലൊക്കെ ഈ പുസ്തകത്തിന്റെ മുകളിൽ വീഴുകയാണ് ചെയ്യണം. Yes, Akshaya. So that is what is happening. So the cat is observing all these things. And ഈ വായന്നുള്ള ഉമിനീരൊക്കെ ഈ പുസ്തകത്തിൽ വീഴും. അങ്ങനെ അവിടെ കിടന്നുറങ്ങും. So this is what happens. So this is the description of the school master. അപ്പൊ അയാൾ വലിയ പഠിപ്പിസ്റ്റാണെന്നാണ് ഭാവം. പക്ഷെ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ അയാൾ he is sleeping inside the study. So this is the description of the school master. There are some more descriptions, a few more, 3 or 4 paragraphs more. There is another some more description of the school master also. ഒരു പാരഗ്രാഫ് കൂടെ ഉണ്ട് സ്കൂൾ മാസ്റ്ററെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട്. So that I think we will take up in the next class. We will stop for today and continue in the next class. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye.